So this is me thinking my husband's main love language was physical touch. You know how they used to tell you that every guy's love language is physical touch?
Act of service now.
Sorry, act of service. My husband's main love language. Wait, how do you know that it's act of service?
You mentioned it now.
Okay. I was wondering. Now fight you.
Oh my God.
Is it showing? Sorry. So today I have my YouTube sweetheart. I love this girl's energy so much that I can actually own this YouTube with her. That's to tell you how much I really love her presence. Welcome, Ele.
Thank you.
Today we're talking about love languages. Hey, guys, story day. Oh my God, I love what do you feel about this? How do you feel?
Wait, first, let's even talk about what are the love languages? They're
I
about
like
how many?
5
of them. What
exactly.
Are they? Acts of service.
Good.
Physical touch.
Good. Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Gifts. And quality time.
Quality time. Actually, there's one more.
Really?
Yes.
Which one is that?
And that is my number 1.
Okay.
Food.
It should be there, actually. It should be, because that's also my number 1.
Yes.
It should be
Food
there.
has to be a love language.
I swear to God.
All these to exclude on this earth. They left.
Food.
No.
Because they said the way to a man's heart is through his tummy. So how come it's not there? And my heart as well. Okay, in this YouTube channel, we have 6 love languages. 6 love languages, and food is our number 6, okay? But anyway, guys, let's talk about love languages. So I'll take one, you will take the other, and then we'll do it like that. It's gonna be fun, right?
It will be.
Okay, so physical touch. Let me start with physical touch, because you know I like all those kind of. Anyway, this is me thinking that my husband's love language was physical touch, or rather acts of service, or I thought that men in general, they say, like physical touch. And when they say physical touch, intimacy. So you know how, we were made to understand that men like the You know what I mean? The And you would think that that is number 1 or maybe number 2, because food, remember, is one of our love languages. So you thought that maybe every man would like food and then the other room, you know what I mean? But that is not to say that men don't like the other room, but some men don't actually prioritize that first before other love languages, right? Some prefer words of affirmation first, some prefer acts of service, some prefer quality time, some prefer gifts before this physical touch. And now there's another thing I would want to debunk here. We have this notion that when we say physical touch is all about intimacy, sex. Not necessarily. Physical touch is also people that like public display of affection. People that people that like to hold their partners when they're on the street or in a public place, cuddle all the time, sit very close to each other. Always like bodies to touch, one way or the other, pecking in public, kissing in public, hugging in public, holding in public, and stuff like that. So it's not just about the bedroom. Okay, so there are people that are not into some part of physical touch, which is the bedroom, but they love to cuddle and they love to hold you when you guys are in a public space and all that. So you need to understand. You say, but he likes the bedroom, how come when I hold him? Some people like the private bedroom, they will do their thing in there, but when you're out in the public, they don't want to display it. Not because they're not proud of you, not because they don't love you, but that is just who they are.
It's not just their thing to be very
absolutely
public and open.
Absolutely.
With their affection.
Absolutely. Yeah. My husband is also like that, but I'm making him a little bit more open because I like PDA.
And the funny thing is that for me, my own husband is very open to holding, kissing, touching, and I'm like, babe.
You see? So you should have actually married my husband as you're married years. So both of you will just be like this as partners, and people will even know you are husband and wife.
I'm like, this is not even that small. But the thing is, I'm also coming to like those things also. And I like that he's giving me the room and the liberty to come into it.
He's patient with
He's
you.
patient with me, so that's really, really good.
Exactly.
Another thing I'd like to talk about is words of affirmation.
Okay.
So I've realized that a lot of women love quality time, and they love words like you're beautiful, you're my sunshine, you're this, you're that. Yes, tell me.
Oh yeah, I want to hear.
Tell me all.
Yeah.
But I've also realized that men love it too, without us even knowing. Men like when you praise them. Respect is not a love language.
Yeah.
But how can you be vocal, or how can you show respect with praises? Men love it. They may not, I don't know the type of man you're with, but they may not necessarily tell you, oh, I love this, keep doing this, but they actually do.
Ele, guess what?
What?
There is this link that I shared to my husband, this love language thing, and he did the quiz. And guess what?
What?
His number one was word of affirmation.
Really? Wow.
So I get what you're saying.
Wow.
I was so stunned when I got that. I'm like, I didn't even know that he needed those. I had to change because he's been better. You know, I could feel, yeah, he might not say anything. Like, you know, women, when you give us praises or share praises or shower us with praises, we blush.
Yes.
Men try not to blush because they feel like I'm macho. Yes, I'm supposed to hide. But I would see that something is happening, something positive. Yes,
him.
exactly.
Right.
So, funny enough, his first love language is words of affirmation.
And anybody watching this, like, you need to go take that quiz. If you're in a relationship, even for yourself, you need to learn how to love yourself.
I will link it below.
Love language.
Exactly.
So take it. It will help you love your partner better.
Understand yourself.
Them better.
And yourself as
and
well.
And your own self too.
And know if, for example, if their love language, the main love language is words of affirmation, and you're not someone that is good with words, that will teach you how to learn.
Right.
Knowing that you need this for this guy to feel loved.
Yes.
Because most often than not, the mistake we make is we want to love our partners the way we want to be loved.
Right. And that's a mistake a lot of people
That's
make.
a misconception.
This is why people have problems in relationships.
Absolutely.
So now I'll talk about a love tank. So let's say this right here is a love tank. If you tell me, you give me food, you buy me breakfast, lunch, and dinner, glory. You buy me things, you say those words that I love to hear. My love tank will be full. When you love me at my best or to my best, I perform the best. I'm good, I'm easygoing versus when I'm hungry. Hungry. When you're hungry. So now when I'm hungry, I'm hungry and angry. Hunger produces anger in me. I don't know about other people.
Me too.
But like when I'm hungry, like my love tank is low and I'm irritable and all of those things. But you see, when you do those things, those love languages that I love best, my love tank is increasing, and every single person has this. So we need to know what our love languages are in priority, and they change over time too.
Of course.
That's why it's important you keep taking that quiz to let you know where you are, and you let your partner know where you are and how they can better serve you.
Absolutely.
Versus my love language is food, number one, and you're trying to do acts of service for me. Except you're cooking the food, no.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So your love tank, if you want to keep it full, make sure they are loving you in your love language, not theirs.
Absolutely. I'm going to link the quiz down below so you could take it for yourself and with your partner as well. So the third language we're going to talk about here is, which one do I go with now? Okay, let me say gifts. Or you want to do that?
Receiving gifts.
Okay, so receiving gifts, right? I remember a friend of mine I did this quiz with. Her number one was, of course, the gifts one, and we recorded, I think, 60%. So she shared 40% among the other 4 for you to understand how much she loves gifts.
Wow.
Now, I've heard that men think, or some men think, that women that their first love language is gifts are gold diggers.
No.
That is, again, the misconception. When you say gifts, we're not talking of Hermes bag or Prada or luxurious holidays somewhere. Those things are good also. But people that their love language is gifts, their first language is gifts, just feel that you love them for you to remember to buy something for them, no matter what it is.
Or how little.
Even if it's a gummy pear, even if it's just flowers,
Yes.
even if it's just wallet. Oh, you know that her wallet is old and she mentioned it to you in passing and you're coming back from a short trip and the only thing you got was the wallet. That is the beauty in that particular love language. Or she says, oh my God, I need to change my hair. And then you say to her, okay, this one is act of service, right? I wanted to say, you say to her, okay, I've paid someone to, okay, that's still gift.
I think they
Intertwine, yes, exactly, exactly. Or she says, oh my goodness, do you know I'm craving for Mami Yabo's jollof rice? And then you're coming back from work and you buy Mami Yabo and you buy the jollof rice. So for them, it's the thought behind the gifts, really, even though they say gifts as a love language, is the thought. Anytime you hand them something that they had in passing or directly mentioned to you about that they need, they feel that you were thinking about them.
Yes.
That was why you remembered to buy that for them. So it's not about buying them Chanel bag.
The price.
It's not. It's about the price tag. It's not about the price tag. It's about the thought behind the gift. That is not to say you shouldn't get those things if you have the money. You know what I mean? So the next one, which one do you want to take?
So I'll go for quality time.
Oh, God.
I'm a hopeless romantic.
I can see that in your eyes.
I love quality time.
Me
I love
too.
spending time with myself. I love spending time with my partner. And I just feel like, for example, if we go out, I don't want you on your phone the whole time.
Tell me about it.
I feel like we are, and especially with this generation, I understand, yes, we females, we always take pictures of our food when we go out. That's fine. But after that, put that phone aside and actually spend time with your partner or with your friends or whoever you're going out with. I feel it's very disrespectful that whenever you go out, you're always on your phone. Like, you're like, oh, can't wait to go out with you, can't wait to go out with you. And when you finally do go out, you're with everybody else but the person you wanted to go out with.
And then again, especially when you're explicit and say, honey, could you drop your phone? There's something I want to tell you. Or could you drop your phone so we'd enjoy this quality time? And the person says, but I'm listening. The person says, I'm listening. I don't need to.
But you're not present.
You're not present. And they don't know. You can't do two things. You can't give me quality time when you're distracted. It's impossible.
That's why it's quality time.
Quality time. They didn't say time.
Right. Quality
of the time.
You know, if you're being distracted by your phone or by everything else, then
it's not quality anymore.
Anymore.
Exactly. So people need to distinguish that. Right. That you're there with me. I know so many husbands that will say, my wife is just so demanding. She wants me to be home. She doesn't want me to hang out with my friends, and I'm home with her and she's complaining. And the question is, so what were you doing when you're home? I was watching movie. Was she watching that movie with you? No. Okay, what were you doing when you're home? I was playing with the kids. Was she there with you guys? No. She wanted you guys to spend quality time. And men, sometimes I find that men feel that the only time they can spend quality time with a woman is when they are doing the do. And you say, but we spent time the other day, we had fun. No, that's not. Most women even love the talk after the do. That is the quality time, not just the and then no.
Right.
What do you do after that? If you don't sleep off, do you people bond?
Do you bond?
That is
time
the
to bond, to get to know each other.
Absolutely.
You know, women are very nurturing and we desire that so much. So
absolutely.
Quality time.
Preach.
Put the quality
in the time. Yes, you said it right. And the fifth one is act of service, right? This was what I found out is my husband's, or rather what I thought was my husband's number one. But I was wrong. His number one is words of affirmation, right? So act of service is when your partner feels that you got them. Let me just put it that way. Like, you see me. You want to make my life easier by assisting me with whatever it is I'm doing. Let's say I have a task at home that is mine. Of course, you, the husband, would have yours too. And you see that I'm struggling. You don't even need to wait to see that I'm struggling. You just feel, you know what, I have spare time. I could help my wife with this. For instance, maybe your job is to drop off the kids in the morning when you're going to work, and maybe your wife is a stay-at-home mom and she's supposed to bring them back from school in the afternoon. And let's say she has 1 or 2 meetings. It's gonna be tight for her a little bit that day, and you say, honey, you know what? Don't worry, I'm gonna drop them off and pick them up. That's act of service. You've really made her life a little bit easier. Or let's say she's cooking and you're there in the kitchen, gisting with her and helping her chop some vegetables while she's making food. That is act of service. Or she's cleaning the house or something and you're like, you know what, babe, just clean the living room, leave the rooms for me, I will do that. That is act of service. Okay? But some men again feel, me, man, cook. Me. Am I a woman?
That is sad.
And you know, there's something that baffles me. If only some men, and I use this word some because I know there are very lovely husbands out there, and kudos to you guys, you're doing a great job, right? But for some men that are so entitled and have a misplaced kind of mindset as to what the job of a man is in a home, thereby you're not filling your wife's love tank, and you feel she's nagging you, and you feel she's difficult. No. You're making life difficult for her by not loving her the way she's supposed to be loved. And you, the woman also, you feel my husband doesn't understand me. There's nothing I do that he likes. You're not loving him the way you think. Because I have a cousin that said to me, my wife believes that the job of a woman is to be a good mom and serve me food. She doesn't like spending time with me. She doesn't like physical touch. Anytime I touch her, she's running away.
Oh, wow.
You see, so some women are also guilty. Yes. Your husband does not mind to employ a cook for Christ's sake. You feel, no, if he employs a cook, I'm not a good wife.
It's not always your duty to
cook.
To do all those things.
No.
They can be hired service.
Exactly. So the husband doesn't even mind if they hire a steward or a chef to do that. But she feels, no way, I'm a woman. So you do that and you're tired.
At the expense of your relationship.
At the expense of your relationship. Now you come to bed tired, he's trying to touch you, and you're like, I'm tired. And he's saying, you know, we could hire a cook. And you're like, no, that's wasting money. Okay, let's do this so that I can spend time with you. Nah, but we're spending time. Maybe we were together yesterday. What are you doing? No, you know.
It's very,
help me out here.
It's very important that we learn the love languages and how to love ourselves first, and then our partners in our specific love language. And like she said, she's going to leave the link in her bio. Take that quiz. It's going to help your life so much.
So Ele, before we round up,
yes,
what are your love languages in sequence?
Eesh.
So number one,
okay.
Number one is our food.
Number one is food. always.
Okay. And then number one?
I would say I would tie between words of affirmation and quality time.
Okay.
I'm going to tie between those two.
Okay.
Now, I used to think, I had that mindset about receiving gifts before. But now I'm like, no, I like the fact that you travel and you thought about me. You got me something from the country you went to. So receiving gifts
number three
is coming high up there. What's the other one? I know acts of service is last.
Okay, so the next one is physical touch.
Oof. I want to see the all time. But acts of service will come last. Okay. I know for sure.
Me too.
What about you?
Me, I did that quiz, and the quiz says that the last one for me was receiving gifts.
Yeah.
But personally, I think the last one is act of service.
Same.
But the quiz says is number 4 or number 3 actually. But anyway, for me, in my heart, and again with what the quiz said, the first one is words of affirmation. I've always known that. I mean, I love that. Wow. And funny enough, I need to learn how to receive that. Because most times when people tell me nice things, I know I want to hear them.
Good. Be like, me?
Exactly.
No.
That is me pretending,
it.
Exactly.
Yes,
this is me because in my mind I'm like, oh, I'm happy you saw it. But I'll not say me. No. I've gained weight. I'm not.
That's false humility. Oh no, we need to get away from that mindset.
We need to do a video on that one. Yes. False humility. I am number 1 fan, and I don't like
that. Used to be me before. Someone would compliment me. I'll be like, oh no, I'm fine. Now I say thank you. I am.
Exactly.
And I'm so happy my husband is helping me out with that. He'll be like, baby, you look beautiful today. I'll be like, yes, I do. Thank you.
I love that. I'm learning. I'm not there yet, but I'm learning. Yeah. So anyway, words of affirmation is my number 1. And number 2 is quality time. Oh my God, I have that issue with my husband. I'll say, babe, I'm telling you something, you're on your phone, but I'm listening, babe. I'm like, you're not listening. And he'll say, I continue. I say, no, until you drop your phone. He'll say, okay, I've dropped my phone. So I love quality time a lot. Then I love physical touch. I love physical touch. I love physical touch. Public display of affection.
Yes,
Count me in.
count me
I want the world to know that you are my guy. I want to do the do.
Count me in now.
I want that. I want the world to know. I mean, you know, physical touch. And then the fourth one, receiving gifts. Although the
quiz.
Yeah, said that is the last one. But, you know, I'll say the first one is receiving gifts. Like you said, I would love that you traveled and remembered me, especially things I mentioned in passing.
Yes.
My husband is so good. And I think he has that mindset that women love gifts. So I think he was loving me that way. Because I would say things that I'd even forgotten when we were gisting. And he would come back with these things. I'm like, baby, remembered. Yeah. And because I'm excited, he would keep doing it, thinking that was my number one. And when I now say, okay, I want to spend time with you, he's like, oh my God, this girl. No, I like the gift, but at the same time, I like the quality time.
Yes, I
you
like
know?
you more.
Yeah, I like you more, exactly. So yes, I love quality gifts. And then the last one, act of service. Yes, I don't mind that you chip in. I don't mind, like I could remember before my husband traveled, you know, we started experiencing scarcity of fuel, and he was like, okay, you know what, I'm going to drop you off at work and buy petrol for you. And he was in the queue almost all day.
Wow.
I really appreciated that, like so much, because I mean, I have fuel.
Yeah.
I don't need to go look for. So that's also nice.
That's really nice.
Yeah, so I don't know. I like the 5.
All of them. The 6.
The 6 with the food. Breakfast in bed. Sexy. Anyway, guys, so please know your partner's love language. Know your language so you know how to love you better and how to love your partner better and how to teach your partner to love you better as well. And then when your partner is teaching you how to love them better, listen. Don't assume that you have the formula or the manual. You don't. People are different. That your previous girlfriend or your previous boyfriend liked quality time better does not mean that the present boyfriend or girlfriend prefers that, you know, than other love languages. So find out yourself. And then also be very flexible, knowing that it could change with life experiences and age. Don't say, but you used to prefer this before. Why are you having issues now? Learn, listen, and communicate better for a better relationship. You know, they say marriage is hard. They say relationship is hard. I get that, but guess what? It is also sweet. Yes. If both of you are on the same page. It's easy. It's not as hard as it's supposed to be if both of you decide to be on the same page. Okay, so 1, 2, ready, go. Ellie is going to close my YouTube for me.
So I hope you all enjoyed this session. Make sure you like, leave a comment, subscribe, share this video with your other friends. And we will see you all in her next video.
Hang in there. The very best is next. Ciao. Bye.